But Ricky Flex, what I meant to ask you, I want you to put a grade to the DCEU, a universe that was chock full of heroes that could rival what Marvel had put forward, trying to, I guess, speed through and get to the team up of all these different heroes. Zack Snyder's Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse, all right? A legacy that will now live in infamy. I want you to give a grade to the overall execution of the DCEU.
It can't be an F. I just want that on the record. If anyone says an F, they are biased. I'm balanced between a D plus and C minus. I'm gonna go C minus. C minus, but not barely a C minus. Like, think about it. We got Man of Steel, interesting new take, very controversial. We did end up getting a Snyder cut. Like, the fans won in that regard. D plus. That's like really it. Because Justice League was a failure. Trying to catch up to Marvel. Execution, the word you used, not me, was not on point. We had to do a Snyder cut for God's sakes. And everything going on with Warner Brothers right now, D plus.
Feels very apropos that Zack Snyder has a new franchise spawning at Netflix the week that the DCEU is ending. And the harsh criticism of Rebel Moon is that it's an incomplete version, if it was in theaters, an incomplete theatrical version that he is saving the best parts of or the cohesiveness to a director's cut. This is a D minus. This is the closest thing you could come to before getting an F. This is a colossal failure of a universe that is created around heroes that I found way more appealing than what Marvel has to offer. This is a colossal letdown. And I feel like we've wasted 10 years of DC characters, 10 years of my life, feeling optimistic that anything could be put forth to screen that was worthwhile. This was a travesty, Ricky Flex. We have the Holy Trinity. We have Wonder Woman. We have Batman. We have Superman. All three of those heroes could rival, maybe like the only one that could rival them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Spider-Man. They grew Iron Man to become that level of a character along with Captain America. The fact that we only got one true Superman movie, we got a team up with Batman vs. Superman that was a colossal letdown, and then we never got a Batman movie. We got one solid Wonder Woman movie and then another epic fail at a sequel. He screwed up this franchise. He screwed up the DCEU. I am excited for the future, but I cannot help but think what a freaking failure the DCEU was.
Everything you said was right. But I'm going to stick with a D plus. I forgot about Wonder Woman. Dude, Marvel was so behind in woman-led superhero movies, and then we get Wonder Woman, which at the time was like a revelation. That was big. I want to give credit.
Everyone thought it was impossible for the DCEU to make a good movie to the point it overrated Wonder Woman. Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman came right before
Justice League
2016, and then Justice League 2017. Wonder Woman was something that was actually watchable. People overrate Wonder Woman. I think people give it props because it is a female-led female-led movie, and they're ahead of Marvel in that regard. They were looking to have a one-up on Marvel. I'm not even willing to say that's better than, I would say, a third, maybe even more of the MCU.
It would be MCU All-Star. It would be that third tier.
Okay, but other than the Suicide Squad, does anything else belong that has debuted from the DCEU?
I think
Man of Steel. Suicide Squad does not even feel like it's like a edit of the DCEU.
Yeah, I like Man of Steel. I really do like that movie. I know it's controversial, like I said. I still like that movie a lot. But you're right. Yeah, like I gave it a D letter grade for a reason. Not good. Still not good. But again, we're maybe not back, but we're on the up. We definitely are. Maybe because we were at the bottom, literally on the ground. Maybe even a scoop underground, maybe, if possible, beneath concrete. But at the end of the day, like, there was nowhere to go but up, and that's where we're going here. So yes, we just need to get through Aquaman 2 here. And we hit the reset button next year. No movies coming out in 2024 except a DC Elseworlds project. I'm excited. I am. And obviously I'm not as excited as I was pre Man of Steel. I think that was like a holy crap. Like we just had the Dark Knight. Now we're gonna do like a Man of Steel. Like I was like so ready to like lock in on the DC. But here I'm like, all right, like I'm taking it with for a grain of salt. We're going through superhero fatigue right now. I like the market in general, us as the audience. So yeah, I'm happy, but I'm not gonna be like, holy crap, this is going to be the best thing ever. It's not gonna like reach the end game height, is what I'm saying. But it's gonna be better. It has to be. It can't get it almost like we. It can't get worse.
What I think James Gunn will do is will kind of halt those conversations on whether superhero movies are dead, right? I think he's going to provide an inspired universe that's going to feature the creative direction of anyone he chooses to lead these projects. That's going to reinvigorate like the audiences towards these movies and the staleness that is this genre. I think we have high prospects for the future. But when I see Aquaman the Lost Kingdom with the most predictable Rotten Tomato score of all time coming in at 36%, it was time for this thing to end. Between this, Shazam 2, The Flash, this is Bet, and then Blue Beetle and that controversy, whether it's a part of the DCU, DCEU, or just a separate project overall, it started the way it ended. Confusion, failure, and a lack of receptiveness from audiences. It's honestly a tragedy because you have a gold mine of characters that you let go to waste, and you couldn't even setting up a DC universe. You could not get a Batman movie off the ground within this universe. Tragic.
It is a tragedy. But again, we'll go see it. We'll go see this movie. It's tracking around 40 million domestic box office. We'll see if it hits the over. I don't know for a $250 million budget. I don't know if and through all the marketing added on for the past couple months, I don't even know if it's going to hit that opening weekend. That's not a good look. But again, we cannot get any worse than this. Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, the flop that The Flash was, as in box office wise, like this is the bottom. It has to be, like I said before.
Its opening weekend is tracking less than The Flash, and that was considered a colossal bomb as well.
Yeah, that says it all. Ezra Miller, even everything with Ezra Miller, that's tracking better than this.
The Aquaman 2 review is going to be insane because what I plan on doing is comparing what is the largest differential between the opening for a initial movie, the first installment, like an Aquaman, and its sequel. I don't think there's going to be a larger difference in box office success between these two movies. We're going to go from $1 billion movie to one that potentially is struggling to make $150 million.
Yeah, besides like Wonder Woman 2, which was a HBO Max release, that's a great research project here. What are the biggest discrepancies between the first movie and sequel?
And that also tells me people care about universes still. It's not just about the actor, it's not just about the character. They're looking at how does it fit into a larger scheme, which is exactly what Marvel has done these past 15 years and what DC is chasing, and they have been since 2013. God damn it, Ricky Flicks. God damn it. Squandered the whole goddamn thing. Remember Restore the Snyderverse? God damn it, right? People supporting this man, right? After he couldn't put something to the big screen that was sensical. That's on Zack Snyder. We can't rely on director's cuts. Not when you're dealing with the magnitude of these characters. This failure falls squarely on him. And I'm going to hate the shit out of Rebel Moon. I already know.
I can't believe we're allowing, he keeps getting away with this. How do we allow this? Like him and Rebel Moon saying already, director's cut. We had to do PG-13, so I had to cut a lot of stuff to get it more mass approval. Buddy, hey, if this is going to be a freaking Star Wars type of trilogy, you can't be freaking saying director's cuts. This is ridiculous.
I can't believe you got to make another franchise.
I almost want to not watch it out of spite, but I know I'm going to watch it. I know I am, but I don't want to, just because of those comments.
What's the point? It's not a theatrical version on Netflix. Put the director's cut as the movie. Just do it. I get it. I get it with budgets and everything, but you're eventually going to get it on there. Just do your vision on there. You are automatically putting a handicap on your movie. And you're saying this isn't the true version. guess what? Your name is on the goddamn movie. It's the version that everyone is seeing, right? Like, to me, that is crazy. I was just like, it's not the complete version. We'll make it your complete version.
And
That's your
he had,
job.
and obviously what happened in 2017's Justice League, like unfortunately he had unfortunate circumstances, personal, why he had to leave a project, why he had to leave that project. But that's like, I don't want to say excuse, but like that's like, oh, I don't affiliate with that. I have my own Justice League movie. Here it is, 3 or 4 years later, right? Here it's like there's literally no excuse. If you knew it wasn't going to be allowed rated R, then why even have a director's cut and then shop it down from there? If anything, it should be you make a PG-13 movie that everyone's going to see opening weekend, and then hey, guess what? I have a director's cut with a couple extra scenes and maybe some extra gory scenes. But you don't make it reliant on a director's cut. That's why, like, I now like it's bringing this whole like this makes sense with the DCEU. Everything, like, this man should not be responsible for any franchises. Netflix has to be regretting this decision after all like that's happened with streaming wars, the cost cutting that's going on right now. We'll definitely talk about it with the news this week with Warner Bros. Paramount, but they are definitely regretting this. And I wouldn't be surprised after the second one, because they already shot the second one that's going to come out next year for Rebel Moon Part 2, that they say you're done. They cut him off. They're done from the Zack Snyder business.
He has too much creative control. He is irresponsible with creative control. He is the opposite of like what Kevin Feige has built at Marvel, right? He is the exact opposite of what it takes to make a successful franchise. Now, I'll leave it at that.